So there's no such thing as a perfect stock for everybody. Tyler, I think we can both agree on that much at least, right?
Oh yeah, there's no such thing.
No such thing. And even if I called a stock perfect, Tyler would tell me 10 things wrong with it, and probably the other way around would be true as well. He's laughing because I'm right. But one that we both think is kind of pretty close is Visa. Ticker symbol V. Everyone knows Visa. I have Visa cards in my wallet right now. I'm sure Tyler does too. And Tyler's not even in the US, and Visa's probably used widely where he is.
Everywhere I
So
go, every
everywhere you
purchase
go,
I
don't
make.
leave home without it. I think that was actually an Amex slogan. But so Visa, there's a bunch of reasons I can come up with why I think it's a near perfect stock, and a couple reasons why I think it's not totally perfect for everybody. But Tyler, why would you call Visa a perfect stock, or as close to it as you could reasonably get?
Well, I think it really starts with the business. I know there's been a lot of talk of, fintech startups and cryptocurrencies, going after the duopoly or the duopoly plus Amex and Discover, right? If you want to call those the distant third and fourth players in this industry. But for as long as I can remember, there's been somebody saying that they're going to take Visa and MasterCard's payment share. And it seems like every single time somebody tries to do that, they just end up embedding Visa or MasterCard into their systems because everyone has it in their wallet. And the network that both Visa and to a lesser degree MasterCard have developed over the years is just something that's going to be monumentally difficult to ever disrupt. And it's not like it's something that is a bunch of hard assets. It's just the network that they have developed, the availability of payment processing using Visa cards is unprecedented. Like I'm going to tell you this right now. I've spent close to 10 years overseas. I can pay with a Visa just about everywhere I go. MasterCard, American Express, not quite the same, but Visa, it truly is the one card that I have used in some of the most surprising places you would ever expect. So with that in mind, the other thing that, in terms of perfect business, it's a business that knows what it is. You don't see Visa making a lot of like tangential acquisitions or kind of things that are really outside of its scope or realm or thing of points of competency, which I've reserved the right for any management team to change their mind because we've seen it plenty of times before. But they've done a fantastic job just maintaining and just doing what they do and reinvesting in the business to just make it stronger rather than trying to pursue a whole bunch of other side projects that could be lower returns on capital. So from a business perspective, I really struggle to see something that's going to disrupt it. It's going to be there for a long time and high returns on capital. So you throw all of those things together, that is a fantastic business to own. And if we're talking about stock, it's certainly one I want to own. And at 25 times earnings right now, or forward earnings estimates, that's not the most unreasonable expectation for a business as durable as Visa has been over the years.
Yeah, I would say Visa is a rare combination of three factors that I'll call the three M's: maturity, margins, and market share. It is a very mature business. We can pretty much agree on that. It's not going to grow at 20% year over year for forever and ever and ever. It has an incredible profit margin. I think it's a 90% gross margin or thereabouts, and it has a 54% net profit margin. I don't know if I can name another business off the top of my head that has those kind of statistics, especially, and maybe some high growth tech companies have that kind of gross margin, but not that have a duopoly, essentially, as you mentioned, of their industry. It's just a really rare combination to find. But I want to mention a couple reasons why I think it's not a perfect stock for everybody. And maybe you could push back a little bit on some of these. For one, I wish it would pay more of a dividend. It can afford to. I think Visa's yield is 0.8% right now. And as you said, there are kind of limited opportunities to reinvest unless they go out of their core competency, which even that they've tried to do, right? And it hasn't worked. They tried to buy Plaid and for regulatory reasons got shut down on that. And I would say it has somewhat limited growth potential from here. I mentioned it's a mature business, which can be a good thing. But if you figure card payment volume around the world is about $45 trillion by most estimates, and Visa has about 12 trillion of that, and MasterCard has about 10 trillion of that. And then there's other operators in other parts of the world. Visa and MasterCard don't have a duopoly everywhere. It seems like there's somewhat limited upside potential. Would you say that that's fair?
Yeah, I think that's reasonably fair. On the dividend thing, I'll just mention, they are pretty prolific share buyback company. In the past 12 months alone, they've bought back nearly $10 billion worth of stock. So the capital is going back to its investors, just perhaps not in the form of a dividend check.
Once again, thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to click subscribe if you don't subscribe to my channel already. And as always, this video is sponsored by The Motley Fool. Be sure to visit www.fool.com/Frankel to receive the top 10 best stocks to buy now.